Oh look, the Grimm are still around. Who could have possibly guessed that a series of events that hinge on a threat that are still going are going on because that initial threat is still present. This is my review for RWBY Volume 8, Episode 11. If you haven't seen the episode yet, you may want to before watching this review. First things first, this episode was just really well animated and is probably the best looking episode of the volume. There's a lot of little important character moments in this episode, and the team really brought their A game to make these scenes look as good as possible. Ah, but therein lies a double-edged sword. This episode is a lot of talking. Most of the scenes are discussing important things. The Aesops discuss Ironwood's lunacy, Robin talks to Crow about his selfishness, Ren and Nora talk about their relationship, Ruby and Yang talk about the Hound, everyone talks about Mantle and what to do with Penny. It's all a big debrief with all the characters catching up with each other's plot lines before heading into the final battle. But even the best possible version of these scenes, which they are for the most part, doesn't change the fact that it ground things to a halt. Without the aforementioned beauty coming from the technical crews, this episode would be extremely hard to get through. But I did like that they addressed everything they needed to address. Hopefully this means the final episodes will be action-packed and paying off everything that they set up. So my overall ranking of this episode completely hinges on what the rest of the episodes do. Ruby and Yang were a particular highlight, if for no other reason than the organic way both characters used the conflict they had at the start of the volume and the experiences they had, especially in regards to the Hound, to reach the middle ground where the theme of the volume actually lies. And it's a good theme. They should stay optimistic but not let it blind them. I was less enthused about Renora trying to rip off Toradora. Living to discover who you are outside of your relationship only works if you, leave. Otherwise, it's cheap emotional manipulation that only serves to pad out an arc that's already way beyond padded, and doing so to the point where there is no longer any satisfying way to carry on. It's cheap, it's a cop-out, and not even an interesting or engaging cop-out. All in all, a necessary episode, but also probably the dullest and one that highlights how horrible the writing staff is at handling romance. I'm Mediocrity4, thanks for watching.